All right. Well, welcome everybody to Three Men and a Mic.
Thank you. I feel welcomed.
Good. Why don't you introduce yourself, Joel?
So I don't know exactly what to say to introduce myself. My name is Joel, and I enjoy various things, which we will discuss on this podcast. You'll be able to learn more about me if you follow along. I'm like a mystery that you're going to unravel as you listen to us.
Yes, thank you very much, Joel. This is Kaysen. I am excited to be here to do this podcast. We've been wanting to do it for a while, so glad we're finally getting things going. And hopefully you enjoy our podcasts.
Yeah, and I'm Brady, and I'm only here because I have the equipment, so Kaysen and Joel couldn't turn me away.
Well, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're excited to be doing this. We're really official. So we're going to have 3 different sections basically today. Joel's going to start us off, and why don't you just go ahead, Joel?
So for this section, I guess we would be doing a current event or a news story that we found online. And it worked out perfectly because I saw the most ridiculous news story I think I've seen in a long time. And I'm going to read you the headline of it. But first, before I read the headline, I did see another news story that I really enjoyed. And so I kind of
So you got 2 today.
I kind of got 2 because
Sweet.
I read it. And let me just look it up again because it was really funny. It was on USA Today. It says Big Jake, the world's tallest horse, dies at age 20 in Wisconsin.
Oh,
It is really sad. We shouldn't be laughing at that. But I mean, it was 6'10", weighing 2,500 pounds. It was a big horse.
what?
Yeah, Big Jake. And immediately when I read that, I thought of Parks and Recreation. I don't know if you have seen it, Brady, because you're
Little
an office.
Sebastian.
Yes. Yes.
I still miss little Sebastian.
And the only thing I could think about is one of the best moments in sitcom history when Andy writes 5,000 candles in the wind.
Because it's way better than 500 candles in the wind.
Oh, then one candle in
Oh,
the
one
wind.
candle.
Yeah, it's 5,000 times better than a candle in the
Sorry.
wind. So
Oh.
as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I hope that they do that at his funeral. They sing that for him.
It's a good-
But
It's a good runner-up. Good runner-up.
it is
I'm
a good
ex-
runner-up.
If that's your runner-up, I'm excited to hear your...
Yeah, a 2,500-pound horse is my runner-up. So, this is on Global News Canada. And the headline reads, Mermaid spotted in Lethbridge during shoreline cleanup. So this is a real thing. You can go and you can watch the clip. And it is this girl who has decided to dress up as like a mermaid down by the Old Man River. And she is sitting there helping people and encouraging them to clean up the shore.
Okay, if you saw a mermaid on the side encouraging to clean up the shore, would you actually do so?
Only if there was a singing crab along with her. Honestly.
Honestly, I'd be a little taken back, but...
But her name is Gray Young, and she gives her name in the interview. This isn't my own personal research, but her mermaid name is not Gray Young. It is Zeneviva. I hope I pronounced that right. But Zeneviva says in this article... Sorry, this is real life. You can find this article. You can watch the video.
In Lethbridge, Alberta.
In Lethbridge, Alberta, down by the Old Man River. She's there on Saturdays if you want to go check it out.
Genevieve.
I was actually in Lethbridge yesterday and wanted to see if she was there. I did not find her. But
Did you really look?
I actually did. I'm not kidding. This is a real story. I went down to the Old Man River because I had nothing else to do. And I was walking through this little trail, and a grouse flew out of nowhere and scared the crap out of me. So that was my story. I didn't find Zeneviva, but I found a grouse. But she says in this article, the river is considered my home. I can't necessarily clean it up all by myself, so inspiring people to help me with is a real big thing I'm trying to do today. Don't laugh. There is dirty, disgusting masks and cigarette butts all down by the river. Okay? She's actually doing a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I just don't know the way she's going about it is the best, but
See, this is why people need to clean the river so we don't have people dressing up like mermaids.
true statement right there.
Oh, that is awesome.
So the question from this article that I have is: has there ever been a time where you've been like compelled to dress up as something to encourage somebody to do something good? Like your daughter, Brady, have you ever felt that you need to dress up like a clown to get her to do something?
Or maybe with your wife.
Well,
Sorry, there's like a delay going on in here. I think it's okay. Have I ever dressed up like something? I dressed up like a missionary for 2 years.
you weren't actually a missionary. You just dressed up, eh?
I mean, I dressed up to try to get people to do good things, right? Does that count?
Well, I
Yeah,
guess so.
I mean, like, it's kind of
guess
it's
so.
the same principle as a mermaid, I guess.
I mean, I think Zeneviva's doing better work than you did, but...
Well, that's obviously true.
Can I just show you guys the picture of
Yes, please
Zeneviva by the high-level bridge? That is her sitting there. She just sits
Wow.
on a log.
She doesn't actually even help in the cleanup effort.
No. I'm not actually sure. Well, she can't. She's got a fin. How's she supposed to walk on land?
Okay, so you're telling me she just sits there, and when people walk by, she just tells them,
I really wish you could watch the video because it is fascinating.
well, I know what I'm doing, and what you guys should be doing after this podcast.
Okay, I'm trying to find the best quote, though. It didn't make much sense, but it was really funny.
We will put the link in the description.
It talked about inspiring people. Okay, where is it? Oh, I can't find it. But she said something like, "It's great to inspire children who will then in turn inspire their parents to clean up the shore." So I mean, there you go. I mean,
That's her mission statement.
So, my question is she like actually, has she been doing this before, or did she just see how dirty it was and think, I need to try to do something to get people to clean up? Or is she like pretended to be a mermaid in the past? Or does she actually believe she's a mermaid?
Or is she a real mermaid?
okay, so I mean, my first thoughts when you ask that question is you don't just dress like a mermaid in your 40s if you've never done it before. This is something that she's done before. This has got to be.
It's a good,
some-
and she has a name. Like, I feel like
yeah.
that comes with doing something regularly. I don't know.
She also, in the video, it shows her family, and they look like a nice family. But one of them is dressed up like a clown something. I don't know while they're doing it. It's weird.
Well, I hope what they're doing works. I mean,
Well, here's the final end of the article that says this. It says, in 2019, well, this isn't this year, 324 people took part in a monthly shoreline cleanup. The center said that 2,890 cigarette butts were collected, making up 37% of the total garbage that year. I mean, and so if she can encourage people to do that, I mean, cigarette butts are kind of gross, so good for her. Good for Zeneviva.
Well, my follow-up question then is, Joel, is she single?
I told you she has a family. But if
well,
she was...
is there a father in the family?
Yes, she does.
Maybe she's got a mermaid daughter.
Well, no, she's got a clown daughter. If you watch the video, her daughter is dressed up like some sort of clown. It's strange.
Strange family. Doing great things.
Yeah, I mean, if what they're doing is working, good on them.
Yeah.
Good on them.
I personally wouldn't do it, but, I mean, they're doing a good work.
Wow. Well, thanks for sharing that riveting news story, Joel.
I'm just telling you that took me all of 5 minutes to find. There's got to be some ridiculous news out there.
Wow.
I'm excited. I enjoy this segment more than I thought I would. I think it's a good idea.
Also,
I did not expect that. I'll say that much.
It was like I scrolled down on CTV, on Global News Canada, and I just
Yeah.
see Lethbridge Mermaid. I'm like, well, that's not. I thought it was like the mermaid is like some sort of like company. They just call
Yeah.
themselves. No, it's
An actual mermaid.
it's a mermaid.
Did she like swim at all?
No, she was just flapping her tail on. She was on a log and she was flapping her tail in the, on the video at least, in the water. The Old Man Dam's kind of gross. Old Man River, sorry, is kind of gross though. In general, it's just muddy.
Well, obviously she'd want it cleaned up then if that's where she lives.
It's very true.
She probably can't even see.
Probably not. Oh man.
All
Also,
right.
R.I.P. Big Jake.
Yeah, seriously, that's devastating.
All right. Well, we're gonna head into a commercial break for a moment here. We'll see you on the other side. All right, we're back. Thanks for that sponsorship by Barfus Family Farms. All right, Kason, well, why don't you start us off?
All right, our next segment is going to be what we call the top three. Every week, we're going to come up with a new topic to choose a top three in, and we're going to discuss it. Everybody's going to have our own opinions, and we're going to try to reach a consensus of the top three in the world in this subject. So let's dive right in. Today, we're going to talk about top three best trilogies. So Brady, why don't we go around, we'll each give our top one. We'll each give our top list and then discuss why we think it's there and see if we can come to a consensus.
Okay, I'm gonna start with my worst though.
Okay.
Not the best. The best is for last.
Okay, what's your worst?
Why don't you go ahead, Joel?
Oh, I thought you were gonna go to Brady first.
Go ahead, Joel.
Okay. Well, I would say that my least, but still top three favorite trilogy is Pitch Perfect.
Oh,
The Pitch Perfect trilogy.
you sound like your dad.
You know, the first movie was freaking excellent. The second movie had too much Fat Amy, but the third one, it just didn't really feel like the same Pitch Perfect at the beginning. It kind of declined.
I'm going to be honest, I like the third one better than the second one.
Oh, that's fair. But they all are on the back of the first one. The first one is carrying them. That is an excellent movie. So that's my first choice.
So that's your third choice? No.
Third place. Third place finisher.
Third place finish. Okay.
So I don't have a third one. I got two, and there's nothing else even close to them. So I got nothing for number three.
Okay, my third, I'm going to have to go with, it might be hated, but Indiana Jones. It's a classic. It's got Harrison Ford. He's a good-looking man. It might be cheesy, but it was good for the times, you know? I could watch that trilogy over and over again.
What's your favorite movie in that trilogy?
I'd have to go with the Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's the best one.
Hmm.
Actually, the Temple of Doom is a good one, too. I don't know. They're all so great. It's hard to choose.
For their time, they were pretty good, I'm sure.
I mean, obviously, the movies that come out nowadays are far and away better, but it's got just its classic feel, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Are the movies that come out nowadays, though, far and away better?
Well, if we're just talking about pure cinematography, that's the word. You know, just quality, they're way better.
Yeah.
I watched Karate Kid, the trilogy. That's an honorable mention. I actually really like that trilogy.
Oh,
but
yeah, I forgot about that. That is a good honorable
that's
mention.
a really good honorable mention. And it's just so cheesy. It's just so the acting's not that great, but it's just such a classic. And Mr. Miyagi's a beast.
That actually reminds me of what my number three would be, actually. Jurassic Park.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
good. That's
forgot
good.
about that.
And to be honest, I don't even remember the second one at all. I'm going off of the first and third one. I know I've seen the second one, but they're all mixed together. But I loved those growing up.
They're
'Cause I
good.
love dinosaurs. Still do.
Dinosaurs are pretty cool.
Those are good movies. Those are really good movies.
I'm going to be honest, though. I haven't ever seen a Jurassic Park movie. So
Oh my goodness.
Really?
No, because my parents always told me not to watch them because it would be too scary when I was young. And then, I don't know, I kind of lost my love for dinosaurs.
I know every time I think of the Jurassic Park movies, I think of that one vine where the dinosaurs are walking, they have shoes on, and it goes, "What are those?" That's one of the greatest vines of all time.
That really is. That might be worth watching it just to see that part.
All right, well, we got our third option. Let's move up to our second option. We'll back to you, Joel.
Okay, so I have a pretty controversial choice for number two. It's going to be really hated. Really hated. The Rush Hour trilogy.
Okay.
I love those movies. They are not high quality at all, but I don't care. Jackie Chan is one of my favorites, and Chris Tucker, man, like that pairing is great. I'd probably say the third one is my favorite, even though that one is still kind of bad. But I'd probably say the third one's my favorite.
I'm pretty sure that's the only one I've seen of the trilogy.
Yeah, that's the one with Kenji.
Yeah.
And then it's got that giant Chinese dude.
Yeah.
And then they're arguing like, I am you. No, you are you. The blind.
It's been forever since I've seen those. I just remembered not liking them that much. But hey, each to their own, each to their own.
Well, I mean, you're missing out, but
All I know is Rush Hour is way better than Fast and Furious, like 12 or however many there are.
oh yuck. I didn't get into those movies. Did you get into those movies, Brady?
They're the movie that's like they're a movie that's entertaining, but you're not watching it for like the story or to be like it's really stupid, obviously, but it's entertaining for the hour and a half that you're watching it.
I guess I can pick up on your drift there.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I guess we're back to me. Second choice, I'd have to go with the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I put that at second.
Ooh.
It's a good one. It's a good one, but I think there's one better.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think the best one is obvious, and if we don't all pick it, which Joel's probably not going to pick it.
Why? Is that based off my previous two choices?
Yes.
Pitch
But yeah,
Perfect and Rush Hour.
I am also going to go with Lord of the Rings at number 2.
Okay.
And that's close. I mean, that's saying something because I love Lord of the Rings. Like, I've read the books twice. I've watched all the movies, extended versions, like, several times.
They are a very good trilogy.
One of the greatest stories of all time, for sure.
If not the greatest.
Yeah.
I've never seen them. I'm not a movie watcher, as you can tell by my choices.
You've
I
never
watch-
seen Lord of the Rings?
I watch comedy movies, and that's it. Or Harry Potter. That's like all I've ever really watched. I've never seen Lord of the Rings. I don't get the appeal. They just seem like 3-hour-long movies.
Yeah, because you've never watched them.
Yet you watch Rush Hour.
Okay. Touche. But have you seen Rush Hour though?
Have you seen Pitch Perfect? Terrible
the
movie.
first?
I
Terrible
enjoy
movie.
that movie a
okay,
lot.
whoa. Terrible. Like, are you talking like the first Pitch Perfect?
I'm saying all three of them they have funny parts, but they're not good movies. When comparing them to Lord of the
No.
Rings, if you're going to say that Lord of the Rings, you don't understand the appeal of Lord of the Rings.
I mean,
Yeah, you kind of lost all credibility.
I think I lost all credibility when I put Rush Hour at number 2. But but Pitch Perfect is a really awesome movie. The first one. You can't deny that.
Not anywhere near the same level.
Yeah, because
As
it's
a
not
Lord of the
4
Rings.
hours long. Good night.
Well, this begs the question, and I'm really curious to see what your number one is, Joel. Let's move on to your number one pick.
Okay, but before that, I will say I actually don't have any problem with Lord of the Rings. I just need to watch it. I haven't ever just watched it. I will one day. But the number one, I think we all have the same number one, is the Hangover trilogy.
Okay.
Okay, no. It's actually the Star Wars original trilogy. That is the one, besides, like I said, Harry Potter, that's the one other trilogy that I've watched, or series that I've watched, that wasn't a comedy. The first three, I'm not going to lie, when you get into the first movie, A New Hope, it's pretty brutal. It just kind of drags on, but then it picks up. But
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
I am not on the same page as you. I did not think that was going to be it.
There's like 5 trilogies, and I had a hard time placing them. But Star Wars was on that list, but it didn't make my top 3.
What? Are you kidding me? You guys didn't have Star Wars on there? The original trilogy?
That's probably my 4. But
Holy
number
cow.
one, I have to go with The Dark Knight, Batman trilogy.
For sure.
Whoa.
That is
Whoa.
an amazing trilogy.
Whoa.
It is so well done. Just everything about it. I could watch those for hours.
Okay, again, I have no credibility here because I've only seen The Dark Knight. And that trilogy, the second one. And it was freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's an
But
amazing
I did not see
movie.
the other two.
That's for sure the best trilogy of all
Yes.
time.
Well, I don't know. It was a tough choice for me.
I mean, it was a fairly tough choice just because I love Lord of the Rings so much. But it's obvious that it's the Batman trilogy.
Ooh, Star Wars though, man. Like
Yeah,
that's,
see, I had I really, really
you're
enjoyed
gonna
that
tell
trilogy
me
too.
that the Dark Knight is better than um, what is the second one? Empire Strikes Back.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that if you're comparing those two movies, The Dark Knight wins, but just yeah, I don't know. The trilogy is just better.
You know, The Dark Knight was an excellent movie. I will say that, but I haven't seen the other two.
So, the thing that's hard for me is I didn't grow up watching Star Wars. I didn't watch them until like just recently. I watched them all, and they were fine. I thought they were okay.
I mean,
But I'm sure if you grew up watching them, then you're gonna have them higher on your list.
I remember I watched it for the first time when I was like probably like 14, 15, so I wasn't super like I didn't grow up watching it, but I don't know, it's an iconic movie. I mean, everybody knows the spoiler in it, but if you didn't imagine watching it back then, that would be insane. I don't know, it's a good movie, it's a good trilogy. I see why you put it number 1. I'm not even going to argue with that.
I just liked it for episode 6 with Jabba the Hutt. I think Jabba was pretty cool. Just Jabba.
Yeah,
Just pretty cool.
the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, the Sarlacc pit. Just from that scene where they recreated it in Family Guy.
Oh, that's the best. With the tuba, the nodding.
Now,
Yeah.
if the Family Guy episode is gonna get included,
I might count the Family
Then
Guy
we
trilogy, the remake trilogy.
when the old pervert dude is singing "I Had the Time of My Life," come on.
yeah, that one might be up there.
Yeah, honestly, Star Wars, it's the best of the 3 trilogies, because there's 3 trilogies in Star Wars. It's the best of the 3. Probably takes my number 4. Those are my 2 honorable mentions would be Karate Kid and Star Wars.
Okay, I feel like you two have more credibility than me on the subject, but can you sell me on The Dark Knight and why I should watch the other 2 movies now that I've just only seen The Dark Knight?
Number 1 is probably of the 3 my personal least favorite, but it sets the story. It really does a good job of letting you see who Batman is and how he became who he is.
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree with you on that. Also, Joker is just bad. He's sweet. He's bad isn't a good way bad, you know? He's
probably the
legendary.
greatest villain of all time in any movie.
I might have to. He is so, and he does such a good job to just make him seem like he's a psychopath. Like it's good.
Yeah, Heath Ledger did an incredible job.
I agree. I like the Joker. I loved The Dark Knight. What about the third one?
So the second one was going to be hard to follow, and I feel like they were planning on using the Joker again, but then for obvious reasons they couldn't do that. And I think the third one's definitely not as good as the second, but I think they did a pretty dang good job.
It was a good follow up to the second.
follow
I mean, it's
that one.
hard to follow The Dark Knight because that's
Yeah.
just such a.
But it was a good movie. I really liked it. And in the moment, I thought, like, wow, I might have liked this one better than The Dark Knight when I watched it in theaters. But then when you go back and watch The Dark Knight, the second one's for sure the best.
Yeah. So if we were to come to a group top 3, I mean, none of the ones that Joel had.
No, at least
We're
one
not-
of them has to be on
Yeah,
there.
Joel, I would
okay
put
with
Star
putting-
Wars in there.
I'm okay with having Star Wars in the
Okay,
top
I was
As
thinking
3.
Rush Hour, but okay, yeah, I'll
As
take Star
long
Wars.
as Batman and Lord of the Rings are in there.
Sure. I mean, I haven't seen Lord of the Rings. I'll take your word for it. I have only seen one Batman movie, and it was excellent. So I'll allow it.
So are we gonna go? If we're gonna come to a consensus, we're gonna go Batman, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. Or should we
Yes.
go Batman, Star Wars, Lord of
No.
the Rings?
No.
Okay, which movies have grossed more money?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I'm sure it's probably Star Wars.
So does that mean, like, Avatar's the greatest movie of all time?
Well, it's
not
up
a
there with
trilogy,
Titanic.
Not a trilogy.
I'm just saying, you can't just go off of grossing.
No, but it's also a very good movie. I would be fine with going.
No, it's all right. We'll go Dark Knight. We'll go the Dark Knight.
Well,
Lord of the Rings.
the real
Star
takeaway
Wars.
from this is that, Joel, you need to watch The Lord of the Rings and
And
the rest of the
lots-
Dark Knight series.
Lots of other movies.
Okay, I think the takeaway from this is that you need to watch Rush Hour.
I
Unfortunately-
will.
I will
I might
watch
just
Rush
go
Hour.
watch Rush Hour now because it's been a while.
But I will say an honorable mention is the first Star Wars trilogy too. I like it. I don't care what anybody says.
Like the one made in the
Episodes
90s.
1, 2, 3. You're saying?
yeah, episodes 1, 2, 3. Episode 3 is so awesome.
Excellent. Episode 3 is the only good one of that series. But
See,
anyways,
that's the thing is like because I only watched them like for the first time this past year, I honestly thought episodes 1, 2, and 3 were better than 4, 5, 6. But that could just be because of graphics and things, obviously. But it also is hard because I know the storyline going in, like so 4, 5, 6. They don't really have the build up or like the,
yeah, that's true.
you know.
I guess the only reason I really don't like those is because Jar Jar Binks is in them, and I cannot stand him. But
He was
Fair enough.
awful.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, let's move on to the last section of our podcast today. This is going to be about a very important debate. We're going to see our true colors come out in this. I'm just kidding. So here's the question. Joel and Kaysen, let's say you're put face to face with either a bear, a grizzly bear, or a cougar, and it's to the death. They're both trying to kill you, you're trying to kill them. If you choose the grizzly bear, you get a 22.
Okay.
Or if you face a cougar, you get a kitchen knife. Which are you choosing to fight to the death?
I kind of feel like this is a no-brainer, but let me just process this for a second.
So, when you say kitchen knife, you ain't meaning a butter knife. You're meaning like a chef's knife, eh?
Sure.
Like
Like-
that knife we saw that kid drop.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, yeah. So like a full.
Like it's not like a machete.
Yeah, no, but it's like you like a kitchen knife, like a chef's knife that you. Would
Yeah,
chop
like you would
vegetables
cut.
with.
Yeah, you'd cut.
Is
vegetables
the
with it.
22 a semi-automatic?
Sure.
Well, I feel like you have a 22 and a grizzly bear charging you. You have like a 30 clip. You just unload on it. I feel like that's. But it depends on, does he attack you from behind? Do you know he's coming? Is it like you get put in a ring and
You have time to get
You
some
put
shots
in a
off.
ring.
you have time to get shots off?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to go with the grizzly bear. Although 22 isn't very strong, and I feel like a grizzly bear's skull is like super thick.
So here's the thing: it's to the death. You have to kill the grizzly bear.
But then again, with a knife, I mean, those claws on the cougar are freaking huge.
They're like he's got like 5 knives on it. Like
On each hand.
that's like 20 knives.
So what are you going with, Joel?
Well, here's the thing. I'm afraid that if I stab the cougar, I won't be able to get the knife back out or something. Like, you know, I'll
Yeah.
drop the knife and I'll be fumbling around for it, and then I'll accidentally stab myself or something, knowing my luck. Like it would be.
You're gonna panic when it's chasing you and just stab yourself.
Well, I'll trip. No,
Kamikaze.
I won't freaking sacrifice myself, but I'll trip and I'll be like, oh no, and I'll stab myself.
Well, if that's how you're gonna react in the situation, I don't think it matters
Or
which
like
one you
it'll
choose.
like it'll pin me down and I'll start clawing my arms and I won't be able to like get him. I don't have as much range of motion with a knife.
What would you go with, Brady? What's your...
I think I go with the cougar and the knife. Here's
I
why.
want to hear your reasoning, yeah.
If you get the knife in the right spot, with the 22 and a bear, it would have to be the absolute perfect spot to actually kill it.
Well,
You're not shooting it in the head. You're not going to kill it by shooting it in the head or in the body. It would have to be like a perfect shot to like a soft spot.
But
in
I mean,
like-
you're right. You might not kill with the shot to the body, but 30 shots to
Okay,
the body.
but by
That's
the
a lot of
time, but
shots.
are you going to get 30 shots off?
Well, I don't.
by
If
the
it's
time it starts-
semi-automatic, you're. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
but once the grizzly bear is on top of you,
You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
When the cougar attacks you, you have a knife. You can still fight. And the other thing too, is they say with the cougar you fight back. Right?
Well, on the guy on a buffalo, he gets mauled by a cougar and he punches him in the head and it's over.
so I
What
think
is that?
You've never seen a guy on a buffalo?
No.
All right,
really
it's a classic. You'll have to
there's
watch it
another
after
thing
this.
you need to watch.
Okay.
So Yeah, I think I go with the cougar because people have been able to fight off cougars without any weapons before. Now, obviously, this cougar's trying to kill you, and you're trying to kill it. I just feel like your ability to kill the cougar is higher than your ability.
But
to
you
kill
have
the
a 20. You have a
grizzly bear.
gun. I agree with you that a few shots to the body aren't going to kill it. But I think if you're just rapid firing and you have, let's say you have 30, 30 rounds is kind of a big clip.
Yeah, but it's like saying somebody against you with a paintball gun. You know, like it's gonna hurt you, but how are they gonna actually kill you if you have if they're trying to kill you with a paintball gun?
I think a
22 is a little different than a paintball
that's
gun.
a
To a
bullet.
grizzly bear, I don't know if it is any different.
Well, no, because it would break the.
One of them is sinking into their
Yeah,
body. The
yeah,
other
a
one is just a
paintball.
welt.
Not even necessarily breaking into their body.
A 22 will break into their body, 100%.
Maybe. But it's not guaranteed. And I don't know how many shots you're going to even be able to get off.
It's true.
Here's the thing. You're going to wound it, obviously.
Honestly,
but once it
if-
gets on top of you, you're done for.
If either one is going to try to kill me, I don't think I have a chance with either one.
I think you have more of a chance with the cougar.
You might be right.
See, it comes down to my opinion on what am I more inept with, a knife or a 22? And I feel like I am more inept with a gun than I am with a knife.
It's true. I don't have any knife fighting skills. I've shot gophers. I've shot animals. But I've
Have
never-
you ever shot a charging bear before? Or even seen a charging bear coming at you?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Have you ever stabbed a charging cougar?
I've been close to a grizzly bear.
I have too.
And
In a zoo.
I can tell. I've been close to a grizzly bear in the wild,
Whoa.
and I'll tell you what: if that thing was coming at me, it wouldn't matter what gun I had. I don't think.
Sniper
Well,
rifle.
the thing is, if you know, like, I have to fight this bear to the death, that's the rule. You're not going to try to run away, so you're just going to have to face it and just fire.
Okay, so here's the scenario then. Here's the scenario: you're walking down the trail, you've got a 22 on your back, or you've got a knife on your hip. 20 yards in front of you, a grizzly bear / cougar pops out and starts charging you.
I'd rather have in that situation, definitely the gun.
I'd rather have the gun versus the cougar. Can I have that as an option?
No, that's not an option.
Well, dang. Well, I don't know what I would choose.
So what are you going with, Joel?
I
You got to you got to be the tie break here.
Okay, so I mean, you're clearly on the cougar side, Brady, and you're clearly on the grizzly side, Case, and I don't quite know. I would probably say you're more likely to lose your weapon if you have a knife, if you're being attacked. You're not likely to keep holding on to it if you have a cougar on you. If you have a gun, like, that could be used as a weapon to shoot something with. Also, you could hit it with it.
No,
Like, would that
you're
be
not
more effective?
No,
That
no,
would be
no.
somewhat more
Hitting-
effective in some ways. You could hit the bear
Trying to
with a
smack
gun.
a grizzly bear with a
You
22.
could pistol whip him and he'd be on the ground.
Yeah, but the thing is, once either the grizzly bear or the cougar gets on top of you, I feel like it's
See, I think
game
once
over.
even if the cougar's on top of you, you have somewhat of a chance.
not if
It's
it's
not a good
viciously
chance.
trying to kill you.
Not a good chance, but you have more of a chance than if the grizzly bear's on top of you.
You know what? I think I actually might change my mind. I think I might go with the cougar this time because, like, if you just slit his throat.
There's more kill. There's
okay.
more.
Yeah, no, but if you just get one good swipe,
There's
at him,
more
just-
possible kill shots.
with
with the cougar.
I think I'm gonna go with the cougar.
Okay, this is ridiculous. If you have a freaking gun, I don't care that it's a 22. If you fire 15 shots at him when he's
That's
charging you,
true.
his head is coming towards you. You're likely to hit his face.
That's not gonna matter. If you hit his head, it's just gonna bounce off his skull.
I don't think it will. I think if it's close enough, if it's charging you, if it's 20 yards away, I think you might sink it. I've had to put down cows before, and obviously a cow skull is still freaking huge. It might not be a grizzly bear skull, but you can still kill a cow with a 22.
Yeah, are we sure though that a grizzly bear skull is thicker than a cow skull? Because
I
cows
don't
are
know.
huge.
Here's the other thing: a cow is just sitting there staring at you, and you
Well,
can put it in
yeah.
the perfect spot and shoot.
Well, yeah, but still, your grizzly bear's charging you. You get pretty close, and you have 30 shots. You're bound to sink one of them.
Oh,
You're
this
not
one
gonna
is
get
tough.
30 shots off though.
So you can fire
You're gonna
shots
get-
pretty dang quick.
Yeah,
and it's
you're
not
gonna
like
be
it's
like
not like
you're
it's-
gonna be shaking.
No,
like
I'm not
crazy.
gonna be going all around. I'm gonna be aiming it right at the grizzly bear. I might not hit him every time, but no, listen, but it's not like the grizzly bear is gonna get shot at and just still keep full speed charging me. It's gonna slow him down.
I will
might.
say I trust Kaysen with a gun against a bear more than I would trust Brady with a gun against a bear.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't seen you shoot,
Okay, that's fine.
but I mean, you seem to be more confident with a knife against a cougar.
So think about this though.
I think it comes down to confidence, personally, and you're.
I don't have confidence in either one of those
So
situations.
think about this. I was listening to a podcast the other day. Where they were talking about a story from the early 1800s or whatever. It's these bear hunters, and this was a black bear. And they were talking about how they were hunting this black bear. And I learned in that podcast that bears, and maybe this is true of all animals, but when they're going to die, their adrenaline or whatever just gives them this crazy amount of energy and strength, and like that's when they're at their most dangerous. So if you mortally injure a bear, that's when it's most dangerous to get near it. So even if you are wounding the grizzly bear,
I feel like that's true for humans too. If you're getting attacked, your adrenaline's gonna go up. And
except
you hear
if-
about stories where
except
the guy
me
goes
with
crazy.
me with
Moms
adrenaline,
babies off cars.
Yeah.
Cars off babies. Sorry, I had a stroke there.
me with adrenaline is nothing to compared to a normal grizzly.
Okay, what
bear.
about a cougar with adrenaline? You don't think that the same thing happens with a cougar?
It
You
gets
stab
a whole-
it-
Even if it does,
it
I'd
bites your
rather
neck and you're
I'd
done.
rather I have a better chance fighting off a cougar with adrenaline than I do with a grizzly bear with adrenaline.
You have a gun with the bear.
A small gun, and once it's in close range, the gun is ineffective.
Well, like Joel said, you could hit it.
I tell you pistol whip a bear.
Because here's the thing: the grizzly bear is going to get to you.
So is the cougar.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd rather
Unless you
have
throw the knife at
I'd
it.
rather have the weapon that I can use in close range. Versus
I don't know if the
gun.
grizzly bear will get to you. To be honest, if you're firing off shots like a madman at him,
Okay, if we're really going to decide a winner here, we need to know more parameters. How far are you away?
20
Can-
yards. That's already been decided.
Okay, and like you can see them clearly, broad daylight. They're coming. You're like faced off. It's like you're face to face, right?
Yeah, he's coming down the trail at you.
Okay.
Okay, make a decision, Joel. You're the tiebreak.
You
We
know,
gotta
after
wrap this
all
up.
this discussion, I think I might go with the knife and the cougar.
Boom.
I
There we
think if
go.
you slit its throat,
I don't know about slitting its throat, but
I know, but like, if you got to
Reasoning's off, but sure.
No. Like what? You gonna stab it right in the stomach? You think it's not just gonna keep clawing you?
it might.
No.
But you can keep stabbing it.
You
What happens if
potentially.
you pull it
Keep
out and
shooting a
drop the
bear.
knife on the ground.
Joel, change your mind. He's being sick.
Yeah, actually, you're being sick about it.
How am I being sick about it?
Because like, if you just stab it in the stomach, you pull it out. What happens if you drop your knife? right
Okay,
there?
well, what happens
'Cause you
if the
just got
grizzly bear
clawed
gets
in
to
the
you?
face.
Yeah. What if the grizzly bear gets to you? What are you gonna do?
You shot it a couple of times. It's already wounded. You pistol whip it. It's
Okay.
it's gonna back off. And you
Okay.
can shoot it
All
again.
right. Well, you know what? We're gonna end this there. 'cause-
Well,
So what's your final decision?
I already said it's probably the cougar. So I will go with the cougar.
Okay.
It's close debate though.
Well, very good. That was a good, lively discussion.
Didn't even get that heated, although I wanted to. But
I was gonna start getting really upset if you went with the grizzly bear, Joel. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, now sore loser, but
I'm just kidding. All right. Well, that was fun.
yeah, thanks for joining us this week. We're gonna probably follow the same format for our coming podcasts with the 3 different sections.
until we get Jack Black on to interview him.
That's true. That's our
Then
goal.
we'll just spitball with Jack Black.
Yeah, I can't wait for that to happen.
One day.
All right. We'll see y'all later.